All right, welcome back. We're in Khan Academy on Algebra 1, and the unit we're in is Quadratics Multiplying and Factoring. We're up to this skill, multiply difference of squares. Okay, so the first problem says expand, if necessary, combine like terms. All right, so this is x plus 8 times x minus 8. Let's see what happens. We get x times x is x squared, plus x times negative 8 is negative 8x, plus 8 times x is positive 8x, plus 8 times negative 8 is negative 64. Now, we want to combine like terms. We've got x's here, x's here. There's negative 8 x's plus 8 x's. Well, that's 0, because this is the opposite of that, and when we add opposites, we get 0. So we can say x squared minus 64. Now, that's our solution. We'll write it in here. X squared minus 64. Notice that the first monomial in this polynomial is a square number. We could take the square root of x squared. It would be x. The second number, 64, is also a square number. The square root of 64 is 8. And we're finding the difference between those two, right? So the difference, subtraction, the difference between two square numbers is a difference of squares. That's where it gets its name. And this actually follows a pattern. That's what math does for us a lot of times, is it makes it clear where patterns are happening in the world. So we don't have to necessarily do all the steps we just took. If we know what the pattern is for multiplying difference of squares, we can go either direction very easily and kind of skip steps, if you will. It's not really skipping steps, it's recognizing that the truth stays consistent. Okay? So let's generalize that, and then we'll press on to some specific problems using our generalizations. So we could say a plus b times a minus b. That's the form we had it in, right? We've got some number plus another times the same first number minus the same second number. That's all I've done. This is generic now. We could have any number a, any number b. We could have variables like x or y or whatever. It will still multiply out by the same rules. We use the distributive property. A times a is a squared. A times negative b is negative ab. B times a is positive ab. And b times negative b is negative b squared. Notice, negative ab plus ab, it doesn't matter what a and b are. This one's the opposite of that. When we add them, it becomes 0. So this simplifies to a squared minus b squared. So now we can, in general, skip this middle step because it always happens. We can say that, in general, a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. All right, so let's use that. In our next problem, we've got 2 plus 7x, 2 plus 7x times 2 minus 7x. So we have something plus another thing times the same something minus the other thing. Okay, that means this is going to end up being this pattern. The first number squared minus the second number squared. Well, the first number is 2, so when we square it, we get 4. Then we're going to subtract because it's the difference of squares. And we're going to square our second term. Second term is 7x. 7x times 7x is 49x squared. Now, notice I'm not using the negative sign in here. Even if I did, it wouldn't matter, right? I would be squaring that, so negative 7x times negative 7x is still 49x squared. Negative times a negative is a positive. All right? So, there's our answer. Good. Next one. First term is 3x. We're going to square that. That's 9x squared. We're going to subtract, because this is the pattern for difference of squares. 7 times 7 is 49. I'd encourage you to pause the video. Do this one on your own. Should take a minute or so and come back. Here we go. 2 times 2 is 4. Minus x times x is x squared. And we're done.